There is a finish you can make in your own kitchen that costs almost nothing, uses just 2 simple ingredients, and can make cheap wood look like something handcrafted, rich, and alive. Not coated. Not plastic. Alive. A finish that soaks into the grain, protects it from moisture, brings out depth you didn't even know was there, and leaves behind a soft glow that gets better with time instead of worse. No toxic fumes. No complicated chemicals. No expensive tools. Just heat, wax, oil, and a process that has been quietly used for generations while most people kept buying cans they don't understand. And here's the part that surprises most people. This homemade finish is not just a temporary polish. When done correctly, it can last for years. It can be repaired in minutes. And it ages with the wood instead of fighting against it. Yet, almost nobody talks about it. Walk into any store and you'll see shelves filled with synthetic finishes. Polyurethane coatings, varnishes, sealants, all promising durability, all promising protection. But very few will tell you that you can make something simpler, safer, and in many cases more beautiful, right at home. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to make it, why it works, and how to use it so it lasts. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just have a recipe. You'll understand what's actually happening inside the wood when you apply it. But before we get into the process, you need to understand one thing. Most modern wood finishes sit on top of the wood. They form a film, a layer, something separate. That layer might look shiny at first, but over time it cracks, it peels, and it traps moisture underneath. That's why you see old tables flaking or outdoor furniture that looks worse every year, even though it's been protected. This wax finish works differently. It doesn't try to cover the wood. It works with it. When you combine natural wax with oil, something interesting happens. The oil carries the wax into the surface of the wood. Not deep like a penetrating oil, but enough to bond with the fibers. Then, as it cools and settles, the wax hardens slightly, creating a flexible barrier that repels water while still allowing the wood to breathe. Not sealed, protected. And that balance is the key. Too hard, and the finish cracks. Too soft, and it wears away instantly. But when you get the ratio right, you end up with something that resists moisture, enhances the grain, and feels natural to the touch. Not sticky, not glossy plastic. Smooth, warm, almost like skin. This is why high-end furniture makers still use wax finishes today. Not because they don't have access to modern coatings, but because they understand something most mass production ignores. The best finish is the one that becomes part of the experience of the wood, not something that hides it. Now let's talk about what you actually need. 2 ingredients. That's it. Beeswax and oil. Beeswax is the backbone of this finish. It's what gives you protection. It's naturally water-resistant, slightly flexible and durable enough to handle everyday use. It has been used for centuries to preserve wood, leather, even metal. When it cools, it hardens into a soft solid that can be buffed into a smooth, protective layer. But beeswax alone is too hard to apply. If you try to rub solid wax onto wood, it won't spread evenly. It won't penetrate. It will just sit on the surface in patches. That's where the oil comes in. The oil softens the wax and makes it workable. It allows the mixture to spread easily, to soak slightly into the surface, and to be absorbed just enough to anchor the wax in place. It also nourishes the wood, preventing it from drying out and cracking over time. But not all oils are equal. This is where many people make a mistake. They reach for cooking oils. Olive oil, vegetable oil, anything they already have in the kitchen. It seems logical. It's natural. It's accessible. It's cheap. But those oils go rancid. They break down over time. They develop odors, and they can actually damage the finish instead of protecting it. What you need is a stable oil. One that doesn't spoil. One that remains consistent. One that supports the wax instead of degrading. The most common choice is mineral oil. It's affordable, widely available, and completely stable. It won't go bad. It won't smell. And it works perfectly for indoor furniture and items like cutting boards. If you want a more durable finish, you can step up to something like tung oil. That takes longer to cure, but it hardens more and adds another layer of protection. For now, we'll keep it simple and focus on the most reliable, beginner-friendly version. So here's the formula. 5 parts oil, 1 part beeswax. That ratio gives you a soft paste. Something you can scoop with your fingers, spread easily, and buff into the wood without effort. Not too hard, not too runny. Right in the middle. Now let's make it. Start by breaking your beeswax into small pieces. The smaller the pieces, the faster and more evenly it will melt. You don't need anything fancy. A knife, a grater, even just snapping it into chunks will work. Next, set up a double boiler. This is important. You don't want direct heat. Wax can scorch, and oil can overheat. So place a heat-proof bowl over a pot of gently simmering water. The steam will heat the bowl evenly without burning your ingredients. Add your beeswax first. Let it melt slowly. You'll see it go from solid to liquid, turning into a clear golden pool. This is when you add your oil. Pour it in slowly, and start stirring. As the two combine, you'll notice the mixture becoming smooth, uniform, almost creamy in texture even while it's still liquid. This is what you want. No chunks. No separation. Just a consistent blend. Keep the heat low. Be patient. This is not something you rush. Once everything is fully melted and combined, remove it from the heat and pour it into a container. A glass jar, a metal tin, anything with a lid will work. Now comes the waiting. As it cools, it will begin to thicken. First slightly cloudy, then more solid, until it reaches that soft, buttery consistency. This is your finished wax. At this point, it might not look impressive. It's just a small jar of pale yellow paste. But what it can do to wood is where everything changes. Because this is not just a finish. It's a transformation. And in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly how to apply it the right way, how to make it last significantly longer than most people expect, and how to upgrade this simple recipe into something that rivals high-end commercial products. Stay with me. Now that your wax has cooled and settled into that soft, buttery texture, it's time for the part that actually makes the difference. Because making the wax is easy. Anyone can do that. But how you apply it, how you build it up, and how you treat the wood before and after, that's what determines whether this finish lasts a few weeks or a few years. Most people get this wrong. They take a thick scoop, rub it on once, maybe wipe it a little, and expect magic. And yes, it will look better immediately. The grain will pop, the surface will feel smoother, and there will be a slight sheen. But that's just the surface effect. That's not the full potential of what you just made. To get that, you need to think in layers. Start with the wood itself. If the surface is rough, dirty, or uneven, the wax cannot bond properly. So before anything else, take a few minutes to prepare it. Light sanding is enough in most cases. You're not trying to reshape the wood. Just smooth it and open up the surface slightly, so it can accept the finish. Wipe away all dust. This step matters more than it seems. Dust trapped under wax becomes texture, and not the good kind. Now take a small amount of your wax, not a handful, not a thick layer, just a little, about the size of a coin. Apply it with a soft cloth. Work it into the wood in circular motions, then follow the direction of the grain. This does two things. The circular motion pushes the wax into the surface, while the grain motion evens everything out and prevents streaks. At first, it will feel like it's disappearing, like the wood is just absorbing it instantly. That's a good sign. That means the surface is taking in what it needs. But don't keep adding more. This is another mistake people make. More wax does not mean more protection. It just means more excess sitting on top, which leads to a sticky, uneven finish. Instead, apply a thin, even layer and stop. Now wait. Give it about 15 to 30 minutes. During this time, the oil is settling in, and the wax is beginning to firm up. It's subtle, but important. Then come back with a clean cloth and buff it. This is where the transformation happens. As you buff, you're not just removing excess. You're compressing the wax into the surface, smoothing it out and creating that soft, natural sheen. The more you buff, the smoother and more refined it becomes. At this stage, you could stop. And for some projects, one coat is enough. But if you want durability, if you want that long-lasting finish we talked about, you need to build it up. Wait a few hours, or ideally overnight, and repeat the process. Second coat. Same method. Thin application. Work it in. Let it sit. Buff it out. What you'll notice this time is different. The wood won't absorb as much. The surface will feel smoother faster, and the sheen will start to deepen. That's because you're no longer feeding dry wood. You're building a finish. By the third coat, everything changes again. Now the wax starts to sit more on the surface, but in a controlled way. Not as a layer, but as a refined polish. The wood begins to reflect light differently. The grain looks deeper. The surface feels almost silky. 3 coats is the sweet spot for most indoor furniture. At this point, you have something that is not just protected, but enhanced. Something that looks and feels intentional. But what if you want more durability? What if this is going on a table, or something that gets touched every day? This is where a small upgrade makes a big difference. There's another natural wax called carnauba wax. It's harder than beeswax. Much harder. It comes from the leaves of a Brazilian palm tree, and is often used in high-end finishes, even car wax, because of how tough and water-resistant it is. By adding a small amount of carnauba wax to your mixture, you increase the hardness of the final finish. You make it more resistant to scratches, heat, and wear. The formula becomes slightly different. 4 parts oil, 1 part beeswax, half a part carnauba wax. The process is the same, but the result is stronger. The texture will be a bit firmer. The shine will be slightly higher, and the durability will noticeably improve. This is the version you use for surfaces that see regular use. Coffee tables, desks, shelves, anything that needs to hold up over time. Now let's talk about maintenance. Because no finish is truly permanent, but this one has a major advantage. It doesn't fail dramatically. There's no peeling, no cracking, no flaking. Instead, it slowly wears almost invisibly. And when it does, you don't need to strip anything. You don't need to sand everything down. You just reapply. A quick wipe, a light buff, and it's back. That's the beauty of this kind of finish. It's forgiving. It's renewable. It works with you, not against you. Now, there are a few things you should avoid. First, water exposure. This finish resists moisture, but it's not designed for constant water contact. Don't use it for outdoor furniture or surfaces that stay wet. Second, heat. Beeswax can soften under high temperatures. A hot cup directly on the surface can leave marks. Use coasters when needed. Third, over-application. More is not better. Thin layers always win. If you keep those 3 things in mind, this finish will serve you well for a long time. Now step back for a moment and look at what you've done. You took 2 simple ingredients, melted them together, applied them with nothing more than a cloth, and turned raw wood into something that looks richer, feels better, and lasts longer. No chemicals you can't pronounce. No expensive products. No complicated process. Just understanding. And that's really what this is about. Because once you understand how materials work, once you understand how wood behaves, how finishes interact with it, everything changes. You stop relying on labels and marketing, and you start making choices based on what actually works. This small jar of wax is a perfect example. Simple, effective, timeless, and in many ways, better than what most people are buying. So here's what I want you to do next. Try it. Find a small piece of wood, a cutting board, a shelf, even an old piece of furniture that needs some life. Make the wax. Apply it. See the difference for yourself. Because once you do, it's hard to go back. If you found this useful, take a second to like the video. It helps more people discover practical, simple solutions like this. Subscribe if you want more content like this, where we break things down and focus on what actually works. And I want to hear from you. What would you use this on first? A table? A chair? Something you've been meaning to fix for a long time? Let me know in the comments. Because sometimes, the best upgrades aren't the most expensive ones. They're the ones you make yourself. And this is one of them. I'll see you in the next video.